as well in the pool. Nana not going to be first face banned in this regards. Atlas also in the pool. Same goes for the Uranus, but it seems to me Siren Clan will be banning off the Grok and the Link instead too.
There you go. They're banning out Uranus. SMG do actually their study against Siren Clan. Uranus is one of their core heroes. I'm talking about core heroes means that almost all the games they've been playing, they kind of rely a lot on Uranus. Straight away locking up Camilla next. It's kind of a ballsy move, letting go Claude and as well as Carry at the same time. We're also talking about Vale here, which is one of the best support these days. Aside from that, we do still have Farsa on the loose. Like you said here, the thing is there's too many heroes that's really good these days.
Well, this is something I gotta ask here because throughout every single season, I have not seen a Sun being played in competitive gameplay, and so far Sun is only strong in Magic Chess, in a way with the Dragon Ultra strategy. But besides that, when is it ever going to come into competitive?
It's like you're asking for Zilong or even asking for Argus or even asking for Lila at this point. You know, these heroes, yeah, they are really important when it comes to tutorial. But yep, Sun is one of the best here when it comes to Magic Chess. Maybe that's where they belong for now. Well, I'm waiting for them to emerge out of Magic Chess. Maybe we do. Can we even have a Magic Chess tournament for MPL? It would be really interesting to watch, though.
Okay, you know what I would really interested to see. Remember that if you play Magic Chess, there's this synergy combo, right? And so far in ML ranked games, the only synergy they have is currently what's it called? The Oriental synergy, which is Link, Baxia, 1-1,
the dragon.
And also I believe
the dragon
Long or something like that. I remember. It's only 4 of them to have like additional movement speed. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Link and Baxia in the same pool because it just gives you the additional movement speed buff.
That actually happened in the previous season, if I'm not mistaken, where they played Chang'e and also Baxia on the same team. But I don't think it's actually that efficient when it comes to this patch because you see how many CT we're having and also 1-1 being nerfed a bit. So I don't think they're going to put it out in the pool. But nevertheless, we already banned a lot of heroes there. Still a lot to go. We're talking about Vale still on the pool, but apparently they want to go for Tamus. It's a good hero when it comes to playing it with Avenger spell, and you can actually prolong the fight at the same time opening up that ultimate on Tamus is really handy. But they can actually lock onto Vale if they want. I don't think they want to. Maybe this Camilla or even Sicilian if you want to play with Camilla is a pretty good combo.
Yeah, I think Siren Clan has played Sicilian before with the Camilla, but I don't think they would pick it in this particular draft against the Forza as well, which they snowball very well. And not to mention they have the Natalia in the pool as well from SMG. And it seems to me I'm actually liking this. I'm actually liking the draft here.
I love it too.
Yeah, like this is like the Indonesian strat here. Like Rafaela does bring a lot to the table as well. I think if I was like if you watch on YouTube streams as well, if you see Gosu General plays a really weird draft where they played 5 supports and they still won in a mythic game, right? And Rafaela was just doing so much in terms of just slowing a lot of the team fights before it actually go to like team fights to come because like the movement speed in the early engagement is just exceptionally important. However, they have high loss onto this MSG, and I think like they are gonna struggle a little bit coming from Siren Clan, but that's the thing, right? Like they have the Rafaela with the additional movement speed, and on top of the Camilla, this is gonna be an interesting match to watch, honestly.
Yep, I'm looking at the first phases of a game, which is the early phase of the game. How do they have that burst damage coming out from Siren Clan? But we're gonna wait and see can SMG burn Siren Clan when it comes to Taunt. We're gonna watch it right now.
Ya, baca balik.
Untuk saya respon, ini kali pertama korang masuk kan? Jangan buat ini kali terakhir.
Okay, I have to give props to SMG. Siren Clan, what is that pew pew? What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know. Like, I think that's like an inside joke right then and there.
Probably played against each other before in a scrim or whatever, you know. But here you go, the first game of the 10th series today. SMG versus Siren Clan. Can the underdogs? They are actually both are underdogs. So Siren Clan, are they making a new draft here with also Rafaela into the pool this time? Looking at a really interesting lineup of heroes today.
Yeah, and at the same time here, Smooth going to be on the middle side. Seems to be SMG going to be sticking with the Hyper Cloud strategy here. Artha trying to be a little bit sneaky here, trying to steal off the red buff here, but unfortunately, say he's going to take a little bit of chunk damage here. But now, here comes the Cabbage as well. Cabbage going to be secured by Baba Yaga on the carry as well, as they try to apply even more pressure here. So far, SMG and Siren Clan is actually responding to what the movements here coming for SMG. You can see AX trying to go a little bit poke, but unfortunately, Siren Clan does not have enough damage to work with, and Risha is going to be put up top all by himself here on Forza.
That's a lot of flight time for that Forza on Barry. But at the same time, Amber's overstayed himself way too much. We're looking at Ads trying to get the first blood, but denying entirely with that Shrimpo going back into the tower. The Axe overstayed himself way too much. They're not welcome here. A182 already kind of canceled out their blood buff. They're straight away going for objective. Siren playing this very disciplined, going for the objective instead of being taunted by all the heroes coming up from the side of none other than SMG. So SMG did still try to get a first blood, which apparently over 1 minute now. We're walking to the second minute. Nobody died so far yet.
Yep, at the same time, right now, you can see Siren Clan is just responding as quickly as they can. But at the same time, like you said, nobody is dead so far. AX is just currently roaming around here trying to buy a little time for the rest of the team, for Team SMG to buy to get those items there, especially for Richard, who just hit his 4, is going to be able to snowball with his better airstrike. And Siren Clan, they understand this, they're trying to capitalize on this kind of situations, whereas I'm not sure if Siren Clan is going to be getting any kills here, because right now with the hyper carry strat, they need kills up on Baba Yaga, and Team SMG, they're just roaming around, just making sure that they don't give him more fat here. But you can see better airstrike is there. Here comes the flame shot as well, but almost connecting here. But Ambuste getting dives on the Artha.
Oh my god!
Ambuste will go for the dodge as well. So much commitment from SMG, and EX is in no situation to punish him, but at the same time, tier 1s are gonna get chipped out a little bit off the top side.
That's a lot of skills, and even Flicker to just get Ambush. You have to give props to Ambush. He just dodged that so smooth. Yuki it away like it's nobody's business, but down to the turtle. Now we go. Turtle's Pit, they are trying to snatch it away for SMG. All teams are actually having their ultimate ready on the go. We're talking about level 5 on that lot just now, and that's the first blood coming out of Siren Clan. They are committed to this fight. Natala returned that favor by Axe, and now they're both retreating back with that trade-off. But is it actually being punished for either of this team? They're going straight into the turtle pits, which will be trying to take as that none other than Team SMG.
Yep. At the same time here, Turtle is going to be secured as well from Siren Clan here. That's going to be a little bit more economy being swinged down to the Siren Clan. But SMG, they're still keeping out the network right now. I agree, 1-for-1 trade-off. This is going to be 50-50 for now. But they need more kills here. AX is going to be a big nuisance right now. And Cho is going to be a huge nuisance for Resha as well. Because currently, Farsa needs those kills as well to snowball. But, and unfortunately, he's already lost his HP in this regard. And no blue buff for him, but at the same time, Forza is the type of hero that you, even without the blue buff, you can still do a lot here. But Artha going to be diving onto ABCDE here. He's going to take a little bit damage here. Thanos going for the commitment, but on top side as well, carry, they pick off AX, and here comes a kill allowed to a Smooth here to break up into his bounty hunter. So that's going to be a little bit of a small win. So another 1-for-1 trade with SMG and Siren Clan now.
I think it's more than one trade there because they got themselves even the tower team SMG a little bit slow when it comes to pushing the lane top there for Siren Clan. They pick off very well when it comes to here, but when it comes to pushing the lane, they're having a little bit of a late follow-up from the rest of the team. They finally got themselves a first tower on top. Right now they got themselves the set tower for SMG. Look at that bad airstrike, denying ABCDE, going back to the base. Tacos come out from behind, and now Smooth even diving in to get that kill secure. That's a lot of commitment coming up from Team SMG. While on top, we're looking at Siren trying to bring that tower down, but Artha denying that and just finish up that creep wave just now. They are actually having a trouble when it comes to pushing the lane for the side of Siren Clan. At the same time, they don't want to overstay themselves because they know they have to depend on Baba Yaga to farm out as soon as possible to get that damage output done. Another feather airstrike already cuts it on upon the Sirens. At the same time, they're trying to re-engage, but straight away retreat at that is SMG.
Turtle resurrecting soon.
Yep. At the same time, right now, Siren Clan, they're going to push up a little bit more right now. But oh, the way of the dragon catching off Arta. He's going to get a little bit damage here. And Baba Yaga will finish him off. That's going to be 3-3 in the bag. And Team Sumi, Siren Clan, they're bringing out their fangs. And Turtle going to be getting focused down as well as Siren Clan will take a second turtle in the back. Whereas Team SMG, you can see AX on the bottom side as well, going to be applying the pressure, trying to do a little bit of a structural damage down bottom potentially here. But it seems to me, and somehow Team SMG is struggling a little bit here because currently their Smooth is on 2-0-1 and they don't exactly want to join any of these team fights that this aggression being made by Siren Clan.
SMG is playing all objectives. You're talking about taking turrets down as fast as they can. While Siren will be delayed way too much. They're buying too much time there. They're getting mid lane turret destroyed for Siren Clan. They are wasting too much time, distracted by that Tammuz and also Arthur on top of that, making sure that they will actually engage towards him. He's the master beta for the team there. For Arthur, he's buying so much time. Look at Natalia, keep on split pushing for AX at the same time. They are actually cutting creep wave of minion from the back there. And now there's all 5 men on top. If they showed up here, ABCD is actually in a very tough spot. He is having problem to defend this one up because every single person will throw the skills onto him. He got his immortality popped. But at the same time, I don't think that will actually help in this stage. But the rest of Siren Esports already coming up for the follow up here behind. But AX have to just cancel out that pushing of a tower, and A1 will be the next victim here. They got 2 trades to kneel. There's a big win coming up from Team SMG. Even almost get that turret down as well. While we're looking on bottom lane, Ambus is actually doing a lot of work by himself here.
Yep, they're going to be doing a little bit of split push here. However, Siren Clan, they finally lost a couple players here. Baba Yaga still alive here. So fortunately for them, their hyper carry is still in the meta right now. But Team SMG, they had a small win. They were struggling a little bit here, but at the same time, as long as the carry as well as Cloud does not die, both teams still has an equal 50-50 chance of taking this game. And currently, now, towards the third turtle here, Siren Clan, they want to go for another now. And SMG, how do they fight this? Because it seems to be they're just completely ignoring it here. And now, once again, Turtle being swinged into Siren Clan now.
It's 3 turtle in a row, and Team SMG doesn't even have a candle because they have been balancing the skill quite well. Look at that. Even though they got 3 turtle in a row, but that return with the exchange of the turrets kind of balance things out on the side of Team SMG. Return back the favor for the goal, but Ambers will be harassed and taking a lot of damage output on the bottom lane. While Siren trying to push the mid lane, they have to defend this one out, but Smith a little bit late when it comes to open that blazing duet. So now it's down to back. It's anybody's game because Siren now going for the objective. They're getting tower by tower. Well, looking at they are actually playing the same game how SMG is actually playing this.
Well, Siren Clan here, they're very efficient as well. Look at how quickly they immediately rotate up top, taking the tier 2 here. And Team SMG, they're not even in any position to respond here. They're playing the winning game. And Siren Clan, they just don't really care. They want to kill off this high loss right now. And Glorious Pathway is still available. Team SMG, are they going to engage against this? Because as of now, they're trapped in between both teams here, all the players from side SMG, because AX is still in the run out in the open, just looking for a potential target. But unfortunately, AX hasn't been able to successfully do that. He's been cutting his creep wave as instructed, but that's pretty much about it here. But now Arta getting jumped down, getting focused down as well, and that's going to be the dead high loss. And Siren Clan once again getting another kill.
This seems a little bit shaky on the side of SMG now. I do want to see the items so far, especially A1, A2, if he actually got himself a necklace of endurance. Because if so, then we're looking at tacos, and also on the side of the high loss on Arthur on high loss will have a little bit of problem to regen himself with their passive or even their skills there. So the necklace of endurance is really a vital item for the side of Siren Clan, but at the same time, they're a little bit overconfident or just giving a little bit much of a loophole on the side of SMG. You're looking at how they never stick together and just giving off free kills for the side of Siren. And now this time it will be Lord. They don't want to give this Lord freely on the side of Siren Clan.
Yep. And at the same time here, now it's going to be a big hoorah here. Feather Airstrike has been popped here, unable to do much. Mega kill for Baba Yaga. They're looking for more kills. SMG, they're going for the full fight out here, but Smooth kill from behind with the blazing duet, cleans out house, and everyone is dead. Siren Clan, you're next. A, B, C, D, E. What are you going to do? Pop the Burger armor, and Smooth is just going to casually take him down, and Smooth with the right moment from the side, sweep, he cleans house like a vacuum cleaner. My goodness, this Siren Clan is pretty much lost all lead here because SMG, that's going to be taking the Lord and they're going to be knocking down towards the houses of Siren Clan.
When it comes to having a fight head-on for Siren Clan versus SMG obviously had it in the bag because of a huge AoE with that Feather Airstrike. It's all down to Raisha there, where he makes so much damage with that bursting, dropping that bombs of that Feather Airstrike just now. Nonetheless, AX with that smoke kind of buys some time too, but Arthur and Taco's that glorious pathway coming out from Arthur really bait a lot of Siren Clan skills onto him. The same goes for Taco's, tanking every single damage output there by himself, but opening a lot of space for the blazing duet coming up from Smooth, and the Feather Airstrike really does a good job creating a lot of damage bursts for the side of Siren Clan. So they have to fight against an AoE team bringing a lot of burst damage coming from SMG. They do have that Rafaela on that side, but that we're talking about, you get what I mean, right? Last Insanity is the only AoE damage they have on the side of Siren Clan. Aside from that, it's such a huge drop of hammer coming out from SMG there.
Yeah, definitely agree. But at the same time as well, it seems like a perfect setup here from Siren Clan. Like they overcommitted for everything as well. And not to mention, you see that Leisha was actually struggling in this kind of team fight here because like he was trying to do better as right, but there were just so many heroes that can actually negate most of his damage here. We have the Cho, we have the Xbox as well, who just tanks his way through, and it felt like, hey, it seems like Siren Clan is going to take this game, but so they went all in after the situation where, hey, there's no more Feather Airstrike, we're not going to be afraid, but as soon as they go for the kill, Smooth comes in from behind with the blazing duet, practically almost hits everyone and just cleans it all out. That was the play right there and then for Smooth. And SMG, you know, they were in full deficit. They don't exactly have a lot of frontliners. And I feel like because they had the Natalia, they were just split pushing all the way through. They know they cannot win against Siren Clan early on. They just let them do whatever they want. As long as we do not give too much kills, we're fine. And made just a comeback. And that was the timing that they needed. And they just got it then and there. And I feel like SMG might just clean this game right now. And using this pause right now, Siren Clan needs to figure out how can we make this work right now, because the Lord is going to be knocking on the door. Do we fight against, do we hunt the Parsa, or do we hunt AX, or do we full force focus on Smooth, because Smooth is always going to be in the back here, and I don't know, it's going to be a tough one here for Siren Clan now, just based on the current situation there.
But then they have that BOD on the side of Cho, so Cho can reach out to Farsa. I think Cho should focusing on Farsa first, while the rest of the team try to figure out how to shut down that blazing duet from coming out in the open, especially hitting every single person. They're trying to catch Smooth out there, but at the same time, pretty good zoning out coming from the tanks and the support hero from the side of SMG. So they need to engage it very carefully and treading like on thin ice here. We're talking about Siren Clan. They can actually win this one with how they push towards the minions back to the base of SMG. But when it comes to head-on fight, they have to carefully tread it, especially catching that Farsa first. That Farsa is really the one that lock everybody else on the side of Siren Clan on their position. You know, a Feather Airstrike have stuns these days, and it's just continuous CC and burst damage when it comes to that Farsa. So they need to shut down Farsa, and that's, I think, the only person can reach it to Farsa is none other than Shumpo, and also playing into that is the Chow. And Way of Dragon can just finish it up right away with that BOD. But you can see how just now that Farsa placed herself in the middle of a bush. It's so hard to locate that exact location of that Farsa to just pin all that ultimate on Cho's side to land it on Farsa.
Yeah, I agree. But at the same time, he was positioned away where it was kind of like in this two wall segment where if they have to commit a few spells actually to get over the first wall, kill him off, which kind of baits off a couple of utilities there. And I feel like strategically, that fight was something that SMG kind of planned for from
The way that he opens the glorious pathway, right?
Yeah.
It was Arthur who started the engagement first.
And at the same time as well, where I feel like Siren Clan was kind of struggling where to make a proper decision. In terms of making a decision and efficiency, hey, let's do this. Everyone will do it. It's very fast. But in terms of taking what's next, Plan B, Plan C, they did not think it through. I feel like in that fight went south for them because they did not think it through. Because you can see just based on the movements from Siren Clan, right? Like you can see during that rotation up top to the second tower where they actually clean up the towers up top from Siren Clan, they did it without any kind of hesitations, right? Whereas Team SMG, they always take a chill pill and observe can we do next? What do we do next? Can we do this? Can we do this? It feels like they're taking a small breather to plan what's the next step, what's the next step, what's the next step. And I feel like taking a small breather to sit down and hey, what's the next step is more important than efficiency, because if you're doing everything like a robot, everything is smooth without thinking through what may or may not happen, sometimes may lead you towards a blind tunnel and just get slammed by a random train underground, you know?
I have to agree to that. That also can be the strength or weakness on the side of Siren Clan, because we can see that the efficiency they have, the moment they got this objective, they jump straight to the towers and whatsoever. They're not wasting time. But like you said, when they keep on going at that rate, like a robot, even without thinking through at first to see where are the position of the rest of the heroes or even the rest of the team members, or looking at how the map is supposed to be like next couple of minutes, it kind of give them that weak link there. So Siren Clan, they have to think it through, because we have just now none other than the Lord march in with the rest of SMG. I think they're taking a break to actually do something, which is sanitizing their hand properly, even wear a mask, because you guys should do that too. Be sure to stay safe indoors, not going out, because you have to stay safe. COVID-19 is everywhere. Be sure to keep yourself clean all the time and keep your hygiene at its peak.
Yeah, definitely sanitize.
You just lost it, yeah. They probably actually like doing that, we never know. But yep, shouting out for you guys that are watching us live. You guys can also watch it in case your device is too small for you to watch, or maybe you want to count our paws or even count the books behind Terrence or Ice Babies back there. Be sure to watch it on Astro, which is 801 802, to see a full HD experience for you guys.
Yes, definitely. But at the same time as well, let's talk a little bit towards the playstyles, because hyper carry seems to be storming into the meta, right? And I think bringing it back to the point where I tried to explain that, hey, this is a perfect example of how you can deal with the hyper carry. And so far, the hyper cloud is working out. But at the same time, in terms of the frontline drafts, if you were to compare SMG versus Siren, it feels very similar situation where it was Geek Fam going up against Resurgence. Like they are trying to how to break this deadlock of worrying about what hyper carry is. So how SMG dealt with that was that, hey, carry is gonna get kills here and there, he's gonna be super aggressive. Why not just let him do his thing? And you saw how AX was just always cutting the creep waves all the way through, making sure that somehow Siren Clan is forced to go back and defend, Let's rise a little bit of time here and there, but they bought enough time before the Lord. Ever since they lost the turtle, they know they were going to lose the next three turtles. There's no point even trying to contest the turtle at all, and that's exactly what SMG did in that game itself. And every single time the turtle's up, you know what? They're not even anywhere close to the turtle at all. They're off the other side of the map doing something that they need to do, and they did exactly that. It's all to buy time for Smooth to come online. But as soon as the Cloud on Smooth had like Golden Staff, had that Demon Hunter sword, that was like pretty much, hey, it's game time, let's do it. And he shred through everyone, and positioning was everything. And I think like Siren Clan was focusing so much on towards punishing the Forza, they completely ignored what AX was doing on the Natalia. Like if you think about it, AX only died once in their first blood, but other than that, they just completely ignored AX from then on.
We have to wait and see, can they deliver what Terrence just mentioned just now? Will it happening in the game? Because we're walking back into the game where we left off, which is Slot marching in with the rest of SMG. Speaking of which, like you said, like exactly what Terrence said, we have Natalia right from on top of that. They don't have that chow. They really need Ambush alongside the rest of the team here to engage towards this wall. We're gonna be open up with the glorious pathway again. They get that tower down, and it's wide open to their base for the next tower is the next target here, Terrence.
Yeah, at the same time here, we can see how things are going here. SMG is going to close out the game here. Smooth is gonna be poked up a little bit here. We can see Baba Yaga is just pushing on so much damage here, but once again now another pause comes in towards play. Team SMG and Siren Clan is duking it all out, and somehow they managed to defend against this Lord here. SMG almost cleaned his house, and now they are full to back towards farming once again, because currently Smooth is less than a quarter HP, and currently they have to, like, I don't know, like they're in a situation where they can't continue to push anymore.
They are forced to reach it because of HP. Most of the heroes there is not even 50%, maybe even 30% at point. But at the same time, I do know why they pause again. Just now they sanitize his hand, and this time they try to wear the mask. So that's what they've been doing. So I know you guys out there, don't go out. Stay indoors, watch MPL in your comfort zone, in your comfortable room. You don't need to go out. I think it's raining outside, if I'm not mistaken here. Right, I see. Yeah, we're going to jump back into the game. He's actually watching the game with me right now because we're looking at SMG marching in because they retake the fight for round 2 with a feather airstrike, re-engage with the Glory Power and company that they want to push the lane every way possible, including the top lane. Is all that's left for Siren Clan right now. And they will take down the tower really fast, but then jumping into it and dragging them down. They take that tank down also, but is it worth it to take that tank while we're looking at Smooth is still alive and well from the back line?
Yep, and at the same time, currently you can see Team SMG. They have they managed to take a couple tier 2s, tier 3s down middle and bottom side here, but they lose Alpha in the process. They got the job done, but Siren Clan, this is going to be like a really tough battle. But at the same time, as long as Baba Yaga doesn't die, things are winnable. Like, look at how Resurgence played against EFAM early on. They made a comeback, and somehow now with so much immortality, Siren Clan, they just don't want to die that much. And Team SMG, they need to realize that they cannot go all in right now because there's just so much immortality out with Siren Clan, and they have to wait for at least possibly the next Lord, or maybe even a couple of immortalities being picked up by the rest of the teams here from Team SMG if they want to proceed from here.
Well, looking at the GPN right now, it's not that big of a difference between the two marksmen and the rest of the team, but now they are actually losing quite a lot in terms of map control for Siren Clan. They need to push, they need to actually gain back that map control on their side here, because things are not favoring them once that lot pops out there in that pit in another 20 seconds. They need to push it beyond that river to make them that space so that they can contest towards that lot next. But at the same time, things are not easy with SMG trying to push every lane possible, like what they did for Siren Clan as well. But looking at Natalia keep on popping out of nowhere with that invisibility. Everywhere she goes, it's just hard to catch her at the same time. So it's down to that way of Dragon coming out from ambush. Can he pin it down on the perfect timing at the right hero, the moment they need it to be?
Yep, And at the same time here, Smooth is going to be starting off with the Lord as well. Siren Clan, they're in no position here. But the bottom side there, I can see SMG, they try to bait rotations here. And seems to be Siren Clan, they're almost completely eating here. SMG on the bottom side as well. We see AX, they're going to be trying to go for the split push potential. Maybe potentially try to snipe the Crystal. Very cheeky plays coming from Team SMG, but Siren Clan, they're not completely buying into this right now. They know that Team SMG is famous for this rats. Like the rat strategy, literally the rat strategy.
Yeah, but at the same time, they're trying to rewrite that for both teams, which is going at a stalemate. We're looking at very crowded lane. The same goes for the side lane. Keep on pushing Stunner and Smith, and also AX at the bottom lane there. They do need that Way of Dragon, but it's nowhere to be seen. Tagus is tanking a lot of damage. Vengeance spell already out, as well as Inferno. And there goes just blowing everybody out with a blazing duet on Smooth there. They don't even stand a chance on that fight. They really need ambush alongside with the team. The Siren Clan is losing that fight, and now it's a golden opportunity for SMG straight away, not wasting more time towards the lot. They will need this lot to finish this game once and for all.
Yep, and at the same time as well, currently we can see the Lord is gonna be getting focused down in this situation. Baba Yaga pretty much down for the count here. I talked about this. Siren Clan, they need the carry to stay alive, and at the moment it goes down, this leaves so much room for SMG to end up this game. And now with the Lord in the process here, I'm not sure how SMG is gonna defend against. No blue buff, no red buffs available. From Siren Clan. On top of that, SMG is already in the vicinities of red buff, where it's pretty much gonna get taken out from AX and Siren Clan. This is gonna be a tough battle right here, and the Lord is gonna be pushing from the middle side here. Taco's just away from the phone right now because he's just standing there.
Well, Taco's is just at this point inevitable for the side of Siren Clan, because they cannot even put enough damage output on Takus to actually take him down. And now the Lord marching in. This is not a small Lord. We're talking about a huge one coming out with the res of Minani. Even on top of that, they have the Feather Aspect to push even further. And there you go. They're trying to turn things over, but it's not going to working out. SMG lost Arthur, and that carry got a couple of kills. Tackles trying to buy time. Smith caught up in a turmoil, but that blazing duet actually helped that by that Feather Airstrike. They're just marching in more crowd here. Minion try to finish it off, and Tackles try to pin down. They got one more kill. That carry shut down in the last minute. And that SMG dragging this game for a long time, finishing it up for the first game 0-1 now in the best of 3.
Well, that was definitely a close one there because Siren Clan, they tried all their best to go for the Oha. They almost killed out Smooth, but if they manage to take out Smooth there, maybe they have a small breathing room to try and make a comeback. But unfortunately, Smooth took down the Cho instead. But still, that was a great match here coming from Team SMG. Perfect understanding of the tempo, understanding what they need to do, and now they're one game ahead. And I'm sorry to say, I don't think Siren Clan will have enough matches to actually make it into the top 8, is it? If I'm not mistaken, considering they just lost one game.
Yeah,
I don't think they have
to win.
enough anymore.
They need to win, and they cannot afford to lose anymore. If only I was hoping for Amber to actually lock down on Raisha, but they never have five-man fight ever because of X keep on making that force push, pressuring the side of a Siren Clan towards their base there. It makes it so hard to have one fight that have all 5 men all together. But nevertheless, it was a victory on the side of SMG, a little bit longer than we'd expected, but Siren Clan, they can actually get that fight in the early phase of the game, but just didn't manage to get that discipline in the middle game phase where everything crumbles down for them.
Yep, and at the same time as well, SMG seems to be, they're just keeping up with the momentum. They are still going to be taking their momentum to try and push into the top 4, I guess. At the same time,